Do You Believe in Zombies by Izanagi the God on r/nosleep. Do you believe in zombies? Of course you don't. You are no fool. But I recommend you trust me and hear me out. This is both a warning and a lesson for humanity. The concept of zombies has been twisted and reformed over the decades, with slow-moving vessels of flesh to infected and enraged individuals who seek blood. But one that has rarely been touched upon is the more subtle definition. The art of one becoming brain dead. No desires, no needs. Taking away what makes one human. Why do I bring this up? Because it is very real. Over a decade ago, a small organization had a thought, one that has surely passed the minds of other people who wish to cause chaos. But the difference is that these specific people struck the fine balance between brilliant and psychotic required to actually attempt it. And succeed for that matter. How, you ask? Well, putting years' worth of extensive experiments into a couple paragraphs wouldn't quite do it justice. But one word does come to mind when describing it. Hypnosis. The first thought in your head is probably an eccentric old bat with a metronome and pocket watch. But it goes far beyond that. It is an art form more than it's a gimmick. And there are those who have practiced this their entire lives, who made this dream a reality. It took a very short amount of time, but the first 10 victims were under control of this group, to where they could essentially turn the person off and on, brain dead or their normal self. The thing about being brain dead is that losing your needs means you simply don't care for the vital things needed for survival. Ironically, being the opposite of zombies we're used to, food and water are lost in your mind, and you will die a slow and painful death without ever knowing why. The strongest weapon a terrorist group could ever have. Why shoot and bomb the enemy when we let them kill themselves? Not with violence, but with the lack of functionality to survive. They had these 10 initial victims, but the trick was how to spread it. That's where the brilliance really shined. After years of perfecting it, they managed to pass on the hypnotism with the victim in a very delicate way, by having someone believe that the hypnotized was not only a real person, but actually growing emotional bonds to that person. This caused the hypnotism to pass along, almost as if accepting the zombies as a real human being was accepting the hypnotism itself. Don't ask me exactly how it works, for I don't know, nor do I care. I'm far more focused on my safety along with all of yours. They had over 14,000 under their control until someone managed to find them out, whether it was a mole or someone who was too terrified of what they created. Luckily, each victim's name and location was filed in the organization's database, so various governments from different nations managed to find and round up each and every one of them in complete secrecy, kidnapping them from their families or workplaces, aside from just a few who managed to escape. You see, the trick to all of it is that over time they perfected their technique. At the very beginning you had to feel something strong, such as love for zombie, until the hypnotism was passed along to you. But as the years went on, they got very good at what they do. Simple emotions such as hatred, jealousy, and most useful of all, trust. You may think to yourself, why trust? Nobody trusts each other anymore since everyone is so selfish. But when the crying 5-year-old child comes to you with battered clothes saying that daddy hit mommy again, but she stopped moving this time, not only do you trust what this child is saying, you feel a personal obligation to help him not only find a safe place, but to make sure he never sees that horror again. You feel for it, and now you're a victim. But we've evolved since then. Even now, the amount of trust can be so small before you join us, like believing that I'm actually a human, believing that I'm trying to help you, coming into this specific subreddit with the belief that each story holds a semblance of truth to it. You considered me being normal a truth, and you've long been one of us since that subconscious thought formed in your head. I feel no different, just a guy writing a story to get in my head. But that's the magic of it. You won't feel different until we decide that your country needs to disappear. Because remember, you don't believe in zombies. And that's our greatest strength.